Okay, so to pick up where we left off, we are looking at business cycles, and that is going to be the expansion, the peak, the up, the down, the contraction, like a roller coaster. The stock market crash didn't start the Great Depression by itself. Instead, it quickened the collapse of the economy. The banking system feels the effect of the crash first. That was the first sector to sort of feel the Great Depression. People feared that their money would be lost, so they ran to the bank in an attempt to take out those funds. However, guys, the way that banks work, they don't keep all that money at hand. So that caused them to fail. And I'll explain more about that in person when I return. Just don't let me forget. Factories closed, which caused workers layoffs, and that lowered the demand for goods because they couldn't afford it. By 1933, the unemployment rate had reached 25%. And if you can see this right here, you will look at the business failures over this time period, the hardest hit periods. Congress passed the Hawley-Smoot tariff to protect American manufacturers from foreign competition during this time. The strategy was a mistake, however, and other nations retaliated and raised their tariffs as well. As a result, a drop in world trade only made the glut of the American factory and farm products harder to sell, okay? So we taxed them, they taxed us. That only made things more difficult. As international trade falls, a global drop in business leads to a worldwide depression. Guys, we were a very large economy. Even though we're nowhere near what we are today, we had a very large impact on the world market. So the fact that we could no longer buy goods from other countries in the world affected their economies. And so we see as our profits plummet, our investors have no money to invest abroad. So European nations can't pay off their war debts because they have no investors. Their production plummets, and they can't afford American goods. There were several causes of the Great Depression. There is still a disagreement over which are the most important, however. All of these contributed to the dangerous economic conditions. There would be hardships in Europe and rural America, uneven distribution of wealth, speculation in the stock market, and increased personal debt. All of those things were instrumental factors in causing the Great Depression. Okay?